James Lutton for Pro Boxing Fans. Delighted to be joined on Zoom today with Josh Buatsi. Josh, how you doing?
I'm cool, man. Not too bad. It's early in the morning here. I say early, but it's about 9. But it's still early, so yeah, not bad. I'm cool, man. I'm cool.
Good stuff, good stuff. First of all, you mentioned obviously the time difference. How's it all going over there? You've had a bit longer now with Virgil Hunter. How's things over there?
It's good. It's good. I think I kind of know how to get used to the time difference, the different style of training and all of that. So it's good to be back out here straight away. 2 weeks after the fight, I came out here straight away. So it's been a quick turnover, but I'm glad I did that.
So you mentioned the last fight at Dos Santos, brutal stoppage. I just want to take you back to that moment. You know, we watched it on TV, on the cameras, we could see your face, almost the fear, you gasped as he went down and crumbled to the floor. Obviously, it's your job as a fighter to knock your opponent out and beat your opponent. But what is that like? You can see in your reaction from that. You felt almost bad about it. How does that feel in that moment for yourself?
I think, do you know what? So I threw 2 right hands. The first one landed, but because I wasn't looking, I didn't know he was already like unconscious. That's why I hit him with the second right hand, because after the first one hit him, then he was falling down. He came within my eyesight. Then I thought, oh, he's still here, so I hit him again. But had I have seen that happen the first time, I wouldn't have done it. But again, like you said, it's part of the job, and it's literally me or him. I'm sure if he had the chance to do that to me, he would have done it. He would have hit me probably twice as hard. So it's just part of what happens in the sport. And you want to win and make it look good, but most importantly, you don't want anyone to get kind of hurt in the long term. Like, you know, for that moment, you want to entertain and look good while doing it, but you don't want anyone to, you know, be on the floor like that. And I was like, well, I hope he gets up. You know, like, I know he's got 10 seconds to get up, but, you know, yeah, that he doesn't stay on the floor and that. But like I said, it's either you or them, and had he have had the chance to do that to me, I'm sure he would have done it.
Absolutely, and you know, things like that, like you say, you've already thrown the hook. If you double up the hook, it's almost muscle memory, and it's hard to stop that as it's in action.
Yeah, exactly. Muscle memory, man. Very hard to stop. Very, very hard to stop. And he wasn't like on. It's not like he had a body part on the floor while I still hit him. Like, his knee wasn't touching the ground or his glove wasn't touching the ground. Like, he was just in mid-air. So it wasn't like an illegal shot or anything. So yeah, muscle memory. But again, I'm glad I got the job done. And yeah, we move on now.
In terms of that, again, you know, before, it seems like the last few of your fights, people have been saying, who's this guy you're fighting? Why are you fighting him? Was it good for yourself to get the stoppage out there, have a, you know, put a full stop to that? But now facing Bolotniks as well, he's more of a, almost not a household name, but people, the UK fans know him from his time in the Golden Contract. Do you feel better this time around about this opponent?
Not that I feel better. I think it's just someone that people may be a bit more familiar with. Again, doing the Golden Contract tournament that he did. So I think, yeah, the fans will be like, oh, we've seen this guy before. He won it. He looked good. He beat a few good guys. So I guess that's the upside of it. And with the last one, people saying, oh, who's this guy? And I guess people did say, oh, who's this guy? What has he done? This, that. But it went 4 rounds, cool. We got that out of the way. So yeah, that was good. And then now we've got someone that's more known in the boxing scene. And yeah, a familiar face for people to kind of be like, oh, we've seen this guy before. And that's who he's fighting.
In terms of Bolotniks, fighting on Fight Camp, is this your toughest test yet?
On paper, yeah, it should be. On paper, it should be. Good experience. He's got a good winning record. I'm not too sure how many fights he had to have had in that golden thing, but I think maybe he had about 4. So yeah, like he's in good form.
Absolutely. I mean, in terms of, we mentioned he's a more familiar name compared to your previous opponents, or last couple of opponents at least. Do you feel that takes off any pressure, or was there added pressure beforehand because people expect you to blow them out, whereas now people know who he is. Is there a bit less pressure?
No, there's always pressure, but I don't think this has more pressure to it or any less pressure, to be fair. To people, the pressure that I have on myself, that's the superior pressure, and that's the pressure that lives with me. That's the pressure that will wake me up, get me to do things that I probably don't want to do. So that pressure is superior to everything. It's just I'm boxing someone that's a bit more known. That's really as much as I can go into it. Someone that's more known, even you know him, you've seen him box before, and that's about it. I don't feel any more pressure by him being Bolotniks or anything like that.
Have you studied Bolotniks? Have you seen much of him? Have you identified any weaknesses or his strengths?
That I haven't done. I have an idea of what he fights like. The shorter man is gonna come forward. He might come out and box, who actually knows. But as long as I keep improving in my areas and things that I have to improve on, I'm very confident that August the 14th, when I come out to do what I think I have to do, then I'll get the win. So it's not, I can't read too much into what he fights like, and study his fights, and I personally don't do that at all now.
In terms of somebody's record, do you look too much into that? So, for example, Bolotniks, he's had 5 losses on his record, so he's not coming in with the unbeaten record. He's had 3 stoppage losses out of those 5. So does that give you more confidence going into it? Or because his last stoppage was back in 2018, do you not read too much into it because it's based on form now?
Yeah, I think form is important, and like I said earlier on, he's in good form. Those losses have happened before, and yeah, they've happened before, but I prefer to go on form. You know, like how someone boxed 2 years ago it may be different to how they fight now. And currently speaking, they've shown in their last 5 or 4 fights that they're in better form. So I prepare for the best version of who I'm fighting. Because, you know, I think if these guys are fighting me, they're gonna come as good as they can come. So that's who I prepare for. I don't think, he lost to this guy 2 years ago. Let me watch that fight and kind of gain confidence from that.
In terms of coming away from yourself, last time we spoke about your manager, Anthony Joshua, and it looked like it was the Tyson Fury fight. Now it looks like Oleksandr Usyk. I just want to quickly mention about that. Just give me a little breakdown of that. Is Usyk a tougher fight than Fury, do you think?
No, I think as awkward as Usyk may be, I think the height and the length of Fury it's as awkward as it gets. But again, it's a job that I feel Josh will get done. We saw Usyk against Chisora, against other heavyweights. I feel he may be a bit too small, but he's a great fighter, man, great boxer, and I'm sure however he's preparing, he'll prepare to show the best version of himself. But I always say to you guys, man, I back Josh to beat these guys. I think that fight is in September, right? Okay.
Rumored to be, yeah.
Okay, cool. So no, I think hopefully I'll be there watching it, but I think Josh takes it anyways. Like I said, man, Usyk, a good fighter, operate at cruiserweight, will come up to heavyweight. Maybe he might have speed advantage, this and that, but I don't think the advantages that he has will be too great. And I think Josh has operated at heavyweight for years, so I think he would get rid of him if anything.
A lot of fighters say that they perform their best against the better opposition. Do you feel that Usyk could show us something different? Because a lot of people are putting a bit of a dampener on his performances against the Witherspoons and the Chisoras.
Yeah, man. The guys in the Olympic medalists, he unified the cruiserweight division. When it was time to step up, he did step up. I'm trying to think who he boxed in the finals of the cruiserweight. The guy there was a Russian he boxed who had been knocking at everyone. His nickname is Iron. So when the pressure was really, really on, and it was time for him to box smart, he was able to do it, man. He's a good fighter, and I think you're right. People step up the better position. He's shown to do that during that whole tournament, so I think he's going to be able to do it again. But I still think, regardless, of how much he steps up or whatever, I still think Josh beats him.
And the last one from me, Josh. I want to talk about somebody who also trains with Virgil Hunter, Mario Barrios, fighting this weekend against Gervonta Davis. Have you seen much of Mario in the gym? Do you spend much time with him? And how much of a chance do you give him against Tank?
I've seen a lot of Marius recently. Before this, I was just saying that he's been in camp since February. It's been a long few months that he spent out here. He had his family down here, his dad, just his family. There's a whole squad of them in the gym, and they've been working very hard, man, very hard. They were doing this before I left to England in May for my fight, and then I've come back out here, and they're still out here. But he left yesterday to head over to Atlanta, where the fight's going to be. And the work he's put in, I've seen the guy work hard daily. So I'm very confident that this weekend, although he's got a hard task against Tank Davis, hard work pays off, man. And he's really putting the work. We're not going to go to it, but we're all going to watch it at the gym. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And we'll be supporting him, man. But like I said, he's put in tons of hard work. I've seen it. That's the thing. So I look forward to watching it. And like I said, man, it will be a good fight.
Josh, as always, pleasure speaking to you. Thank you for your time once again, and all the best for August.
I appreciate that, James. Thank you, bro. Cheers.
Thank you, mate.